All right, but let's get into picks today. What up, Bailey? What up, King Shepard? What up, Buddha? What up, Lurkers? How we doing, everybody? Let's do some picks real quick. After last night, we were a miraculous 9 wins, 3 losses, and 1 push. That was a good night. So now our against the spread record on the year, 19-10 with 3 pushes. Moneyline record, 227-91. We're making you money, chat. We are making you guys money. Use the browser Brave to get no ads anywhere. It's so nice. Yeah, I might look into that, King Chepo. Or a good ad blocker. I might look into that. All right, let's get into the picks real quick. Rapid fire. I've already done my research, so I'm not going to provide the research because I do ship this to YouTube after this stream. So this is the live occurrence of this. I move this segment to YouTube afterwards, and so I need to go be quick because I can't have an hour-long pick video on YouTube. You know what I mean? So it's better if you can shrink it into like 10 minutes. Explain in Apex terms, please. That's funny. All right, without further ado, Notre Dame, Syracuse at home. Take them all day. That's a lock. Notre Dame's bad. NC State, Boston College. Go NC State here. Duke, Wake Forest. Good game. Might be upset special here. Wouldn't be surprised if Wake Forest upset Duke here. And I'm actually going to take it. I'm gonna take the Demon Deacons in an upset special here. You might be curious what the line is tomorrow. We don't have lines yet for tomorrow's games. So, I'm going to go out on a limb and say Wake Forest is probably like a +3, +4. Take those points all day. West Virginia, North Carolina. Another upset special here potentially, but I'm actually going to go with the Tar Heels. I think they are a little outmatched for Virginia there. So I think the Tar Heels will win the game, but it won't be easy. Miami, Georgia Tech. Go with Miami at home here. Pittsburgh, Virginia Tech. Pittsburgh's really hot right now. I'm going to go with the Panthers. And then Clemson, Florida State. I really cannot see Florida State hanging around with Clemson. I think that might be a lock. All right, let's move to the American East. New Hampshire, UMBC. Okay, we're getting ads. Awesome. New Hampshire, UMBC. Go New Hampshire here, but I'd stay away from that. UMass Lowell. Go UMass Lowell all day. That should be a lock. Maine. And then the tech industry of New Jersey. I'd probably lean Maine here, but I'd stay away from it. Bryant, Vermont, probably the best game in the league tomorrow. You cannot ever, in principle, bet against Vermont in conference, so you got to take Vermont here. It will be a good game, though. You scared the shit out of me when you came on the mic. Oh, really? Why is that? American Athletic Conference. Why is that, Bailey? We don't have a ton of games tomorrow for this league. Rice, East Carolina. I'd stay away from this, but so I'm not going to put on my record. I don't put my stay away games on my record, by the way. I only go with the ones I either say lock or I don't say stay away on. Just keep that in mind. But I would probably lean East Carolina here as a sneaky road victory. North Texas will win tomorrow, UTSA. Tulsa, Charlotte. Go Charlotte all day. Charlotte's having a great year. Atlantic 10. Just the person I wanted to see. Can you explain what's going on, but in Apex terms? These are colleges, King Shepo, college basketball games. This is for people that like to bet on the games or just pick them in fun pick 'em leagues. That's what I'm doing here. I'm trying to branch out to different and groups of people. A lot of my friends have asked me to do this on Twitch, so I've been doing it. And it's been successful. Look at the records. All right. UMass St. Bonaventure. Frank the Tank, coaching UMass now. He was at Kansas State for a while, and then he took South Carolina to the Final Four. Now he's at UMass. And they have a pretty good home atmosphere now because he's been kind of forcing them to go to games. So I like UMass here in a small upset over St. Bonaventure. I bet you St. Bonaventure might be favored here. It's probably going to be a tight line, maybe less than 4 either way. So probably go UMass here. St. Louis, George Washington. St. Louis is bad. They've quit on their season. George Washington. This is a good game. George Mason, Loyola Chicago. This one's going to be down the wire, but I like Loyola Chicago's home atmosphere. I think that gets the much-needed boost that they need to pull out the victory here. And then Davidson, Richmond. Richmond, lock it up. That they will win the game. We'll skip Atlantic Sun. I skip leagues that I think have a high amount of variability, therefore not smart to bet on because there's just too much variance. So, yeah, we stay away from the Atlantic Sun. Probably best game of the game tomorrow. Baylor, Houston. Tough road spot for Houston here. I don't recall if they have played each other this year. But I think Houston's a better team. I think this is going to be a very narrow victory. You might look at the 7-way play here, where either team to win by 1 to 5 points. That's probably a good bet. But I think Houston prevails here, and maybe a buzzer beater or like a 4-point victory, something like that. It's going to be tight. West Virginia, Iowa State. Iowa State is going to destroy West Virginia at home tomorrow. That is a lock for your parlays, your money line parlays there. Kansas State, BYU. Kansas State's pretty tough at home. I don't know. I feel like BYU might pull this one out, but you might stay away from this game. I hate to stay away from the big games like this, but I lean BYU. I not a lock by any means, so be careful with that game. Makes sense? Yeah. So the way Revenant throws the ball makes Wraith able to score. Yeah, basically. Yep. There's Apex terms for it. Cincinnati, TCU. Go TCU at home. Texas Tech, UCF. Kind of a tough one here. Texas Tech's a better team. That's a long road game, though. You're going from Lubbock, Texas, all the way to Orlando, Florida. And it's kind of a distraction. You know, your players want to go to Disney World. Your players want to go to Universal Studios. Well, you can't because you got a game in 2 days. So they probably aren't doing much touristy stuff. So it's kind of a distraction whenever you go to UCF because it's in Orlando and it's warm. The sun's out. You know, there's amusement parks everywhere. So I kind of feel like UCF might pull the upset here. If you see a line with positive points on UCF tomorrow, like a +5 or something, I would take those. I would take them. So I lean UCF here. A small upset. Oklahoma State, Battle of Bedlam. Oklahoma's better. Oklahoma State's unfortunately the worst team in this league, but they would probably win a few other leagues. But Oklahoma I like here. This is probably the last basketball matchup they'll ever face, unfortunately. So, yeah. What up, Quana? How you doing today? Poop, curly loop poop. There you go. There's Quana's advice for the betting show right there. Texas, Kansas. Good game tomorrow, but Kansas at Allen Fieldhouse, too much for Texas. I'm going to go ahead and say that that's a lock. Big East. Georgetown, DePaul, the two struggling programs in the Big East this year. We're getting sponsored by U.S. Bank and all sorts of things today, it seems like. I'm going to go Georgetown here, but this is probably DePaul's best opportunity to win a game in league this year. But I think Georgetown's going to beat them. UConn, Villanova. UConn at home is just automatic, so you can't bet in principle against that. So, yeah, UConn all day here. Seton Hall, Butler. Tough one. I think this game might be within 6 points. It always is. These two go down to the wire. So another one of those plays that would be good would be either team wins 1 to 5 points. You get positive odds. I would lean that there. I think Butler beat Seton Hall at home, so this is a little revenge spot for Seton Hall. I do think Butler's slightly better, but I think Seton Hall gets the revenge here and maybe a 2-point victory. All right, we'll skip the Big Sky, but for the record, well, actually, okay, we'll just do one game in the Big Sky, see if they're playing. And they are. Eastern Washington. Always take Eastern Washington in this league. They win more often than not. All right, let's go down to the Big South. One of our favorite teams down there. What up, Truffle Shuffle? How you doing today? The analysis going on here is crazy. I do pick'ems for Call of Duty League, and even 12 teams is hard to keep up with. Dude, there's 362 teams in D1, so it is extremely difficult to have knowledge on every team. I try to have knowledge on 250 of them. That's I kind of leave that the last 100 teams or so. I can't. I do know just about everybody's mascot too. When we do our bracket reveal, probably Sunday night, yeah, I will try to get every single mascot correct. All right, High Point, Charleston Southern. High Point, the class of the league. That is a lock. They're not going to lose to Charleston Southern. Gardner-Webb, UNC Asheville. Asheville, the second best team in this league. Take the Bulldogs. They're at home. They're in Kimmel Arena. Let's go. Radford and Longwood. I know it's hard to bet against Longwood, right? Everybody loves a good Longwood, but I'm gonna go Radford here in a tight one, and then we'll go Winthrop to beat SC Upstate. Okay, Big Ten. This is a league where most of the home teams win. It just has been the last couple years. I don't know why. It's just a trend. Do you want me to get an air match? No, Bailey. We'll talk about that. That's like 249 teams, too much for your boy. Yeah, it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to cover for sure. Penn State, Indiana. Indiana's a sinking ship right now. I think Penn State wins this game at home, even though they're not the better team. Illinois, Iowa. Iowa is kind of a mess on the road, but they did just win at Michigan State. So I'm going to go Illinois here. I think they need this win more. All right, Big West. We probably won't focus too much on this league. UC Irvine's really good. Take the Anteaters. But this is going to be a good game. It's probably the best game of the day in this league. And that's the only game I'm going to pick. I would go Riverside over Cal Poly, though. Cal Poly is the worst team in that league, so just fade them. Coastal Athletic Conference. One of the better mid-major leagues. Northeastern and Hampton. Northeastern all day. All day. Charleston, Towson. Pretty good game. It's on TV. It's on CBS Sportsnet. Charleston, though. I got to go with my boy, Pat Kelsey, one of my favorite coaches. I hope the Ducks hire him someday. I love his energy. Go Charleston. Stony Brook and William and Mary. I don't know who William and Mary are, but they haven't been playing very good basketball this year. I think Mary needs to have a growth spurt, and William is a ball hog. So I'm going to go with Stony Brook. North Carolina A&T and Monmouth. We're going Monmouth here. And then Hofstra will beat Elon. We're just flying through all these leagues here. There's an ad in 7 minutes, just FYI. When that time comes, I'll let you know. Grab yourself a drink. Do what you got to do. Jacksonville State, sorry, in Alabama. Not the Jacksonville, Florida. It's Jacksonville, Alabama. And the airport, Florida International Airport here. We'll go with Jacksonville State. Middle Tennessee State and Western Kentucky, rivalry game. Wouldn't be a bad game for me to drive up to. It's not too far of a drive. Western Kentucky, though. I like Western Kentucky here. They're a better team. Louisiana Tech, New Mexico State. The Aggies always tough at home, but Louisiana Tech's the best team in this league, so we're going to go with them. And then Sam Houston, UTEP. We'll go Sam Houston. I don't think any of those are locks by any means, besides maybe La Tech and maybe Western Kentucky. Horizon will skip. We'll go to Ivy League. Princeton, Dartmouth. This is a lock. Lock City right here. Princeton. They'll beat up Dartmouth. Yale, Columbia. Pretty sneaky good game here, but I like Yale. Brown, Cornell. Cornell is going to light up Brown. That's a lock. And then Penn and Harvard. I like Harvard here. Okay, let's move along here. Next conference. It's scrolling up too much for me right now. I don't like it. Why is it scrolling up so much? There we go. No, Stop doing this to me. Stop doing this to me. All right, we'll go Missouri Valley. We're almost done here, chat. Valpo, Murray State. I like the racers here. Murray State. Belmont, Missouri State. That is a tough one. I'd stay away from this, but I'd probably lean Belmont. Drake, Northern Iowa, rivalry. I like Drake here. Indiana State, UIC. Lock it up with Indiana State. That's an easy pick. Bradley, Illinois State, mini rivalry. Go Bradley. Bradley's tough at home. And they're third best team in that league, too. Mountain West, one of the more exciting leagues this year. Third best league in the country by some metrics. I call it the fourth best league in the country, though. And you can see why. They got 3 on TV tomorrow. And they got like 6 teams in the tournament right now on my bracket. So you'll find out on Sunday if I stream it. It'll either be Sunday or Monday. We'll see. Air Force, New Mexico all day. That's a lock. Boise State, I like beating Wyoming. Wyoming, tough place to play, though, so it's going to be close. Colorado State, UNLV. I like Colorado State here, but this is another tough matchup. UNLV is kind of tough at home. They're not going to get in the tournament unless they win that league, but they would win a lot of other leagues. So UNLV, it's too bad that they're in this league this year. And San Diego State will beat the living daylights out of Fresno State. All right. We skipped the Northeast, one of those leagues that is too much variability, not smart to bet on. Same with the Ohio Valley. All right, Pac-12. Arizona got upset last night by Washington State. I think they bounced back and hammer the Huskies. Oregon State, Stanford. I like Stanford here. Oregon just blasted Stanford last night. I expect them. Dana Altman knows he needs to keep winning to get into the tournament here, so I think he will have him focus for Cal, and we'll win it maybe by 5 points or something like that. Washington State is riding high right now. 8 straight wins. Arizona State is tough at home, but I like Washington State. They just beat Arizona. I mean, Arizona State's not Arizona. Cougars. Utah, Colorado. I like Colorado at home. Tough place to play because of the altitude. You're at 5,000 feet. Your lungs are not what they are at 500 elevation, you know? And then I like UCLA to keep their hot streak going against their rival USC. All right, we are almost done here. We just have the toothpaste company to talk about. Oh, they're not playing tomorrow. They must be playing Sunday. Never mind. But I do like Lafayette over Lehigh. SEC. Missouri, Arkansas. I like Arkansas. Florida, I like them to hammer Vanderbilt. That's a lock. Ole Miss, South Carolina. That's a tough one. Going to be a very tight game. Kind of like Ole Miss here to pull off the upset. Bama, Kentucky, one of the best games tomorrow. I like Kentucky to bounce back here and pull off the minor upset. Probably won't be a spread upset, but it'll be a ranking upset. I like Auburn to beat Georgia. And Tennessee, I expect them to get revenge on A&M at home and then win that one. They might cover that game too. You might look at the spread. If it's less than 10, you might take them. LSU, Mississippi State. LSU's kind of hot right now, but I'm going to go with Mississippi State on the road. And I think we just have the WAC and West Coast, and we're done here. All right. Stay away from that game. Grand Canyon, Abilene Christian. Grand Canyon, one of the best small schools in the country. What up, Jay Con? So I like Grand Canyon here. Stephen F. Austin, Utah Valley. I like, I'd probably stay away from that game. I'd probably like Stephen F. Austin here. Charlton State, Cal Baptist. Yeah, you know what? Stay away from that game. Seattle, I like Seattle to beat Rio Grande Valley, though. I do like that one. And I think, did we talk about the Sun Belt yet? No, we gotta go with the Southern. We forgot the Southern. That's a good conference. Chattanooga Citadel. Chattanooga beat Citadel by 25 last time. I like them to win by 10 this time. Western Carolina and VMI, the Military Institute. VMI can't win a game in league this year. It seems like they have one win, but one in 14. They're not going to win this game. That's a lock. Furman, Wofford, tough one here. I like Furman though. Samford, They're like 23-4. Hard to bet against that at home. So that's a lock. Mercer, UNC Greensboro. Tough one here, but I think UNC Greensboro pulls it off. And I think we just got the West Coast Conference, and we're out of here. Gonzaga will hammer Santa Clara in a revenge spot. Pacific can't win a game in this league, so you got to go Loyola Marymount. San Francisco, I like to beat Pepperdine. And St. Mary's will beat San Diego. You know what I forgot? I forgot the Sun Belt. Can't forget the Sun Belt. We got to talk about App State. App State at Marshall again? Apparently they're playing at Marshall again. Thought they already did that. I like them to beat Marshall. Old Dominion should beat Coastal Carolina. Southern Miss should beat Louisiana, but I'd stay away from that one. James Madison's going to hammer Georgia Southern. Troy should beat UL Monroe. Troy, one of the better teams against the spread this year. I think they're like 17-5 against the spread. Don't quote me on that number, but it's a really high spread margin. And then I'd stay away from the other two. All right, that's it. Wrap it up. I'm going to get rich just going off Brett's analysis. There you go. Remember, chat, if you got a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLE. And bet responsibly. Do not bet more than 2% of your income. It's nice